Namassarvebhyaha sarvesham hardam swagatam. We'll start the class after chanting the Mangala Stotras. Krishno rakshadumang chara chara guruhu Krishnan namasyamyaham Krishne namara shatravo vinikataha Krishnaya tasmai namaha Krishna deva samudhidam jagadidam Krishnasya dasosmyaham Krishne bhaktira janjalastu bhagavan He Krishna tubhyan namaha prapanna parijataya totra vetraika panaye jnana mudraya Krishnaya Gita mrtatuhe namaha vasudeva sutan devam Kamsa chanura mardanam Devaki paramanandam Krishnau vande jagat gurum. Sarvesham puna swagatam.
Today is my turn, Mahodaya.
So please, ma'am, chant, ma'am, start, ma'am.
Namaskaram.
Yes.
Om Shri Krishna Paramatmane Namaha Ada Panchadadoshyaya Purushottama Yogaha Sri Bhagavan Urdhva Mulamadashagam Ashvattam Prahuravyayam Chandam Siyasya Parnani Yastam Veda Savedavit Adashottam Pratutastasya Shakaha Guna pravritta vrishaya pravalaha adascha mulanyadu santadani karmanubandini manushaloke narupamasyeha tato balatye nando nachadir nasayam pradishta ashvattamenan siviruda moolam asanga shatrena dridena chitva Tadaf padam tat parimargitavyam yasmin kadana nivartanti bhuyaha tameva satyam purusham prabhatye yadaf pravrittif pratustha purani nirmana moha jadasinga doshaha adhyatma nitya vinivritta kamaha Dvandvair vimukta sukha dukkha sanyaihi gachandya mooda padamavyayantat tada pasayate suryaha nashashanko na bhavakaha yadgatva nanivartante tattama paramam mama mamevamsho jiva loke jiva buddhas sanatanaha manashashtandriyani Pragristani karshati sharirei yadavapnoti yachapyutkramadishvaraha krihitaitani sayyadi vayurgandhani vasayat shotran sakchutsarpanancha rasanam granameva yanubasevate Utkramandam stibhyapi punyano va gunanvidam vimudananu pashyanti jnana chakshushuha yadanto yoginas chainam pashyantyatmanavastitam yadanto vayakritatmanaha nainam pashyanta chetasaha yada nityagadante Jagat bhashayate kilam yachandramasi yachagnav tattejo vitti mamakam gama vishyacha budani dharayam yaha mojasa pushnami shauchadi sarvaha somo bhutva rasatmakaha aham vaishvanaro bhutva Praninam deham ashritaha pranapanaya mayuktaha pachamyannancha durvitam sarvasya chaham hridi sannivishtaha maddasmrudirjnana mapohanancha vedaisya sarvairahameva vedyaha vedanta krit veda videva chaham Dvamimau purushau loke sarakshakshara evacha sharak sarvani bhutani kudastokshara uchyate uttamah purushattanyah paramatmetyutahritah yo logotrayamavishya bibartyavaya ishwarah yasmat charamati Aksharata Bishottamah Adosmi Loke Vedecha Praditah Purushottamah Yoma Mevamasammudah Janadi Purushottamam Sasarva Viddhi Bhajati Mam Sarva Bhavena Bharata Idi Guhyatamam Shastram Idamukyam Mayanaka Edad Buddha Buddhi Mansyat Kritakritayascha Bharata Om Tatsatiti Shrimad Bhagavad Gita Su Upanishatsu Brahma Vidyayai Yoga Shastre Shri Krishna Arjuna Savade Purushottama Yogo Nama Panchadamodhyayah Sarvam Krishnarpanam.
Dhanyawada Bhagini.
Dhanyawada.
So Bhagavan is now shifting to another topic. So society is now divided into four kinds of people according to their Swabhava nature and their work. They have been divided into Brahmana, Kshatriyas, Vaishyas, and Shudras. So we will see each of their qualities and their work. We will see in the next shlokas. Shamo damastapashaucham Kshantirarjavamevacha Jnanau Vijnanamastikyam Brahma Karma Swabhavajam.
Sorry, Mahodaya. Can you please share the screen?
Which screen?
Chapter 18.
Oh, it's not chapter. Okay. Sorry. I will do that. Sorry. Yes. Continue. Stamo damastapasyaujam kshantirarjavamevacha jnanau vijnanamastikyam brahma karma swabhavajam. This is Dittam here, brahma karma swabhavajam. So brahma karma, that is Brahmins, Brahmanas karma, according to their nature. These are their nature. Shama, that is serenity. They are serene. Damaha, self-restrained. That is their, by nature they are like that. And tapaha, austerity. You know austerity, we have seen austerity. Mental, body, and also speech austerities. Shaucham, purity. And Kshanti, forgiveness. Arjavam is uprightness. And Jnanam, knowledge. And Vijnanam, realization. Astikyam, belief in a hereafter. Astikyam, belief in hereafter. These are the duties of the Brahmanas, born of their own nature. Born of their own nature. Like that. So he is a Brahmana who has acquired qualities favorable to spiritual life. Self-control and self-discipline are natural to him. He is always serene. So sublimation of the body and mind and speech is austerity. We have seen what is austerity of the 17th chapter. I think we have we have seen these three aspects. That is sublimation of the body, mind, as well as speech. So that is this merit. He has got that merit of sublimation of these body, mind, and speech, this full expression in a spiritual man. He is fixed in his feeling that he is Atman. His body and senses behave similarly with divine feeling. Therefore, purity is always there. In natural life, he has to interact with people, so he might get affected by external factors, but generally he is unaffected, never retaliating or resisting. And calm, forgiveness is part of his nature. His thought, word, and deed are ever directed to the welfare of all. Therefore, he is upright in all actions because he need not fear anything, because he is always working for the welfare of everyone else, everybody. So there is uprightness in him. He is trustworthy. He begins life by scriptural knowledge. He starts in the beginning, the Veda studies and all he does in this young age, and which later on finally gains intuitive knowledge of God realization, because this Shastra Abhyasa in the beginning will later on lead him to God realization. He has got burning faith in the divine aspect of life. He leads his life as a pilgrim in this world. He's just a pilgrim in this world. He lives his life like that. So his treasure is divine, simple living, and bare earthly possessions. He loves all beings, and always all are of his. He treats them as his kin, as kin. So these are the marks of a Brahmana. Though the description is very large, it may be difficult to find such a Brahmana now, but these are the descriptions of a true Brahmana. And so if we increase the number of Brahmanas in this world, the world will be a better place to live, and maybe we'll have better life in this world. If there are more people with more Brahmanical traits, Swabhava. Swabhavam, what is a Swabhavam? So this is nothing to do with the later modern day Varnas. In present day lower class man may have these type of qualities. We'll continue.
Malini Bhagini.
Shamo damastapa shaucham.
Shamo damastapa shaucham. Shamo damastapa shaucham.
Shantirarjavamevacha.
Shantirarjavamevacha. Shantirarjavamevacha.
Jnanau vijnanamastikyam.
Jnano vijnanamastikyau. Jnano vijnanamastikyau.
Brahma karma swabhavajam.
Brahma karma swabhavajam. Brahma karma swabhavajam.
Swa, there will be a ditva. Brahma karma swabhavajam.
Brahma karma swabhavajam. Brahma karma swabhavajam.
Thank you.
Pushpa Bhagini.
Shamo damastapa shaucham.
Shamo damastapa shaucham. Shamo damastapa shaucham.
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 Shantirarjavamevacha.
Shantirarjavamevacha. Shantirarjavamevacha.
Jnanau vijnanamastikyam.
Jnanau vijnanamastikyam. Jnanau vijnanamastikyam.
Brahma karma swabhavajam.
Brahma karma swabhavajam. Brahma karma swabhavajam.
Nagamani Bhagini.
Shamo damastapa shaucham. Shantirarjavamevacha.
Samo tamastapasthaujam. Shantirarjavamevacha. Samo tamastapasthaujam. Shantirarjavamevacha.
Jnanau vijnanamastikyam. Brahma karma swabhavajam.
Jnano vijnanamastikyam. Brahma karma swabhavajam. Jnano vijnanamastikyam. Satyam Brahma Karma Swabhavajam.
Uttam.
Golak Mahodaya.
Shamo damastapa shaucham kshantirarjavameva cha.
Shamo damastapash shaucham kshantirarchavameva cha. Shamo damastapash shaucham kshantirarchavameva cha.
Jnanau vijnanamastikyam brahma karma swabhavajam.
Jnanau vijnanamastikyam brahma karma swabhavajam. Jnanau vijnanamastikyam brahma karma swabhavajam.
Uttam.
Vinoda Bhagini.
Shamo damastapa shaucham kshantirarjavameva cha. Jnanau vijnanamastikyam brahma karma swabhavajam.
शमोदमस्तपशौचं क्षान्तिरार्जवमेव च ज्ञानौ विज्ञानमास्तिक्यं ब्रह्मकर्म स्वभावजम्.
Uttam.
Lakshmi H.S. Bhagini.
शमोदमस्तपशौचं क्षान्तिरार्जवमेव च ज्ञानौ विज्ञानमास्तिक्यं ब्रह्मकर्म स्वभावजम्.
Uttam.
धन्यवाद.
So we have seen the Lakshana or the Swabhava of a Brahmana in the previous sloka. We will see of Kshatriyas. Shauryan tejo dhritir dhak. Sorry. Shauryan tejo dhritir dakshyam te chapyapalayanam danamishvara bhavascha Chatrang karma swabhavajam. So here, heroism, shauryam, heroism, tejaha, vigor, and dhritihi, firmness, is firm, and resourcefulness, dakshyam, resourcefulness, and noting yuddhe chapyapalayanam, apalayanam, that is, he will not run away from a battlefield. He will not run away from a battlefield. And dhanam, there is generosity, and Ishvara bhavam, that is lordliness, are the duties of the Kshatriyas. Chatram karma swabhavacham, of the Kshatriyas, born of their own nature. The duties of these Kshatriyas of their own nature. So in spiritual evolution, Brahmanas are in a higher level because they are more evolved, they're more towards spiritual activities, so they are more, they're better than Kshatriyas. But in Brahmanas are embodiment of divinity. They are only for divine purpose. They are strong. They are much more evolved. But Kshatriya is embodiment of dharma. So they maintain dharma. So whereas other people maintain divinity, they maintain dharma. So ideal man is found in the Kshatriya, devoted to putting the earthly life of man in perfect order. His job is to put the life of others in a perfect order. So literal meaning also there, Kshatriya means Kshatat Trayate. That means always protects others from hurt and injury. That is Kshatriya. Protects others, everybody else, from hurt and injury. So he's dedicating his body for the good of the world. He may get hurt or even get killed, but he cannot leave his dharma. Adharma is the worst loss for him. He cannot leave his dharma. That is his dharma. He should fight for others and protect their lives. That is his Kshatriya's nature is like that. A Kshatriya is bound to oppose evil in society. Anything evil in society, he will oppose it. And a hero opposes even stronger than whatever their stronger men they will oppose, because they want that the society's dharma is kept. For that, they will even oppose. Though they know that the other opponent is stronger, he will again oppose. and he has got tejas and vigor and happy to discharge his duty, and dhritihi, the firmness, and is very dominant in him. Dakshyam is resourcefulness, because he takes the right decisions in changing circumstances. He is able to take right decisions. So Kshatriya should never flee from battle. He will never run away from battle. Death in any way, any day is better than vegetating life of slavery. He doesn't like a life of slavery. Death is better for him. So dana, generosity, he is very generous with regard to administration, allowing maximum facilities and prosperity to people. He is a leader of people. So he manages people. So he provides the maximum facilities, maximum prosperity he gives to them, and he's a good administrator, always working for public good. So preventing lawlessness and giving, protecting law-abiding people, and leadership comes automatically to one resolve to serve people. If one is prepared to serve people, leadership will automatically come to him. So he is like that. Kshatriya is protector of society. By self-discipline and self-dedication, he rises equal to this divine duty. This is his divine duty, to protect people and protect the society and protect values. So this is what a Kshatriya dharma and Kshatriya work. Continue.
Devi Chitra Bhagini.
Chauryan tejo dhritir dakshyam.
Chauryan tejo dhritir daksham. Chauryan tejo dhritir daksham.
Dakshyam.
Dakshyam. Chauryan tejo dhritir dakshyam.
Yuddhe chapyapalayanam.
Yuddhe chapyapalayanam. Yuddhe chapyapalayanam.
Danamishvara bhavascha.
Danamishvara bhavascha. Danamishvara bhavascha.
Kshatrang karma svabhavajam.
Kshatrang karma svabhavajam. Kshatrang karma svabhavajam.
Vatsala Bhagini.
Shauryan tejo dhritir dakshyam.
Sauryante jo srutirdakshyam. Sauryante jo dhritirdakshyam.
Te chapyapalayanam.
Yukte chapyapalayanam. Yuddhe chapyapalayanam.
Danamishvara bhavascha.
Danamishvara bhavascha. Danamishvara bhavascha.
Kshatrang karma svabhavajam.
Kshatrang karma svabhavajam. Kshatrang karma svabhavajam.
Uddhav.
Ilavarasi Bhagini.
Chauryan tejo dhritir dakshyam. Yuddhe chapyapalayanam.
Shauryan tejo dhritik dakshyam. Yuddhe chapyapalayanam. Shauryan tejo dhritir dakshyam. Yuddhe chapyapalayanam.
Danamishvara bhavascha. Kshatrang karma svabhavajam.
Danamishvara bhavascha. Kshatrang karma svabhavajam. Danamishvara bhavascha. Kshatrang karma svabhavajam.
Here, Danam Ishvara is correct. That's the way it is. But when you chant, you must combine it.
Okay.
Danam Ishvara.
Okay. Danamishvara bhavascha.
Correct.
Kshatrang karma svabhavajam.
Correct. Here,
Dhanyavad.
Danam Ishvara Bhavaha. That is the thing. But when you come and chant in the Shloka, it will be Danam Ishvara. You will chant like that.
Okay, Mahodaya. Dhanyavad.
Anasuya Bhagini.
Shauryan tejo dhritir dakshyam. Yuddhe chapyapalayanam. Danamishvara bhavascha. Kshatrang karma svabhavajam.
शौर्यं तेजो धृतिद्राक्षं युद्धे चाप्यपलायनं दानमीश्वरभावश्च क्षात्रं कर्म स्वभावजं शौर्यं तेजो धृतिर्दाक्ष्यं युद्धे चाप्यपलायनं दानमीश्वरभावश्च क्षात्रं कर्म स्वभावजं.
Lakshmi H.S. Bhagini.
धन्यवादः महोदय.
I'll go. Shauryan tejo dhritirdakshyam yuddhe chapya palayanam danamishvara bhavascha chatrang karma swabhavajam.
Lakshmi H.S. Bhagini.
शौर्यन्ते धृतिर्दाक्ष्यं युद्धे चाप्यपलायनं दानमीश्वरभावश्च क्षात्रं कर्म स्वभावजम्.
Shatram karma swabhavajam. The ditva karma swabhavajam. Next.
अस्तु.
Krishi Gaurakshya Vanijyam Vaishya Karma Swabhavajam Paricharyatmakam Karma Shudrasyapi Swabhavajam. Now we'll see Vaishyas and Shudras, their Swabhavam, their work based on their nature. So agriculture, Krishi, Gaurakshyam, that is cattle rearing, and Vanijyam, trade, are the duties of Vaishyas, born of their own nature. Vaishya karma swabhavajam, born of their own nature. These are the professions of Vaishyas, Krishi, Gauraksham, and Vanijyam. And Paricharyatmakam karma, an action consisting of service, is the duty of the Shudras, born of their own nature. Born of their own nature, this is the duty of Shudras, doing service. So wealth and material resources are also the glories of God. If there is a wealthy nation, it is the glory of the Lord. So in their own way, they are glories of the world, of the Lord only. So we are glorifying the Lord in every way. So wealth and resources are also glorification of God only. So for bodily sustenance and prosperity, wealth is a necessity. So Vaishya is he who creates and distributes material wealth of the society. Time-honored profession as are agriculture, cattle rearing, and trade. In this group, craftsmen, artisans, job workers, technicians, lawyers, doctors are also treated as Vaishyas. They are also treated as Vaishyas. But because there also service is involved, but they are also doing a sort of a their training is there for them. They are going trained in something, and they are using that training and utilizing that training. They are serving people. So in this case, they are also called Vaishyas. So their dharma is to serve society through their profession. So if they exploit that, they become offenders, moral offenders. If they exploit their knowledge and their expertise in their profession, that is morally they are offending. So Shudra is he who can render physical labor. He is incapable of running a business of his own. So he depends on others for livelihood. What he has is only physical labor. There is no knowledge or anything, or training or anything involved in that. So all paid men are not Shudras. Like if you take a school teacher is a paid employee, but he is utilizing his knowledge, his education, his knowledge to impart knowledge to others. So he can be considered as a Brahmana because he is giving knowledge to people, so that he can be considered as a Brahmana. He is not a Shudra. So though he is earning, he is getting his salary, he is not a Shudra, because Shudra is somebody who doesn't have any training in anything. He just does physical labor, that's all. So, and government officer, similarly, is a Kshatriya because he serves people. He serves society by providing them with necessary utilities, and then providing them protection and all that. So he can be a Kshatriya. So people who sell their labor and independence, and those who take bribes and tips, are all Shudras. In this Bhagavan, it says in this explanation that who take bribes and tips, they are all called Shudras, because they are getting something for not doing anything. For not doing anything, they are getting remuneration. That is Shudratvam. He whose life is centered in the body and was no higher outlook in life is a Shudra. That's a larger definition of Shudra. His thoughts are always centered on his body for self-gratification of the body, and he has no higher outlook in life. He is also a Shudra by nature. He is Shudra. So these four varnas and or grades are all based on quality of mind. So even in a family, if you have got 4 children are there, the 4 children may have different swabhavas. One may have Brahmanical swabhava, one may Kshatriya swabhava. It can be different. Even in a single family, it can be different. So the existence of the 4 varnas in society is natural, because the plan is that these lower class may slowly evolve into a higher class. That is, they're not in their position, but in their outlook, they will become higher, evolving higher. So he will be Shudra, but he will have the nature of a Brahmana. So it is possible. So, and here, the different dharmas are there. That is, different work is given here. Divine, that is spiritual work, and Kshatriya work, and Vaishya, etc. So in each one is important. All the 4 are required in a society. So each one is sacred on its own. Shudra work is also sacred. Everything is required. All works are sacred. All dharmas are sacred and can lead to enlightenment. And can lead to enlightenment. Even a Kshatriya, he can go to enlightenment. Shudra, in his own dharma, he can get enlightenment. Shudra also can get enlightenment. There is nothing preventing them. Shudra is competent to practice yoga. Nobody prevents him from practicing yoga. So he is also competent to do it. So this is a comparison is there. In a human body, the brain is considered the Brahmana dharma, and the heart is considered Kshatriya dharma, and stomach is considered as the Vaishya dharma, and hands and feet are the Shudra dharma. So we know that we need all these components to have a function like a human being. We need head, we need stomach, we need hands and feet. So everything should work together to make a human body. Similarly, in a society, we need all the 4 varnas for the smooth functioning of the society. All dharmas are equally important. So everywhere these dharmas are equally important. Nothing is lower or higher, because for the smooth functioning of society, this is required. In fact, an ideal society is where citizens are trained in duties for all the varnas. So they can discharge duties to the best of their ability. So that thing to be concerned, that is a Shudra work he is doing, even there he can get into, he can attain divinity. We'll continue.
Varalakshmi Bhagini.
Krishi Gaurashya Vanijyam.
Krishi Gaurashya Vanijyam.
कृषिकौरस्य वाणिज्यं
गौरक्ष्य इक्ष्य
कृषिकौरस्य वाणिज्यं
वैश्यकर्मस्व कृषिगौरक्ष्य वाणिज्यं
कृषिगौरस्य वाणिज्यं कृषिगौरस्य वाणिज्यं
वैश्यकर्म स्वभावजं
वैश्यकर्म स्वभावजं वैश्यकर्म स्वभावजं
परिचर्यात्मकं कर्म
परिचर्यात्महं कर्म परिचर्यात्महं कर्म
शूद्रस्यापि स्वभावजं
शूद्रस्यापि स्वभावजं शूद्रस्यापि स्वभावजं
Kanchana Bhagini.
कृषिगौरक्ष्य वाणिज्यं
कृषिगौरक्ष्य वाणिज्यं कृषिगौरक्ष्य वाणिज्यं
वैश्यकर्म स्वभावजं
वैश्यकर्म स्वभावजं वैश्यकर्म स्वभावजं
परिचर्यात्मकं कर्म
परिचर्यात्मकं कर्म परिचर्यात्मकं कर्म
शूद्रस्यापि स्वभावजं
शूद्रस्यापि स्वभावजं शूद्रस्यापि स्वभावजं
Rema Shriram Bhagini.
कृषिगौरक्ष्य वाणिज्यं वैश्यकर्म स्वभावजं
कृषिगौरक्ष्य वाणिज्यं वैश्यकर्म स्वभावजं कृषिगौरक्ष्य वाणिज्यं वैश्यकर्म स्वभावजं
परिचर्यात्मकं कर्म शूद्रस्यापि स्वभावजं
परिचर्यात्मकं कर्म शूद्रस्यापि स्वभावजं परिचर्यात्मकं कर्म शूद्रस्यापि स्वभावजं
Sambhaji Golab Mahodaya.
कृषिगौरक्ष्य वाणिज्यं वैश्यकर्म स्वभावजं
कृषिगौरक्ष्य वाणिज्यं वैश्यकर्म स्वभावजं कृषिगौरक्ष्य वाणिज्यं वैश्यकर्म स्वभावजं
परिचर्यात्मकं कर्म शूद्रस्यापि स्वभावजं
परिचर्यात्मकं कर्म शूद्रस्यापि स्वभावजं परिचर्यात्मकं कर्म शूद्रस्यापि स्वभावजं.
Here there is ditva is there. You have stressed that importance. Vaishyakarma swabhavacham shudrasya swabhavacham.
Vaishyakarma swabhavajam.
Yes. So
Shudrasyapi swabhavajam.
yeah, when you chant, you must look into this, whether it is krasva, whether it is dirgha, whether ditva is there. You have to note down these things. Then only you will be able to, because we have come to a because we have also given bolden, we have made bold to show that it is ditvam. Okay, we have to no, we have to, each and everything we have to see whether it is krasva, dirgha, etc. You continue.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Well.
Meenakshi Bhagini.
कृषिगौरक्ष्य वाणिज्यं वैश्यकर्म स्वभावजं परिचर्यात्मकं कर्म शूद्रस्यापि स्वभावजं
कृषिगौरक्ष्य वाणिज्यं वैश्यकर्म स्वभावजं परिचर्यात्मकं कर्म शूद्रस्यापि स्वभावजम्
उत्तम.
Raghunath Mahodaya.
कृषिगौरक्ष्य वाणिज्यं वैश्यकर्म स्वभावजं परिचर्यात्मकं कर्म शूद्रस्यापि स्वभावजम्। धन्यवाद।
स्वे स्वे कर्मण्यभिरतः संसिद्धिर्लभते नरः स्वकर्म निरतः सिद्धिं यथा विन्दति तच्छृणु. So devoted each to his own duty. Sve sve karmanyabhiratah. Devoted each to his own duty. Man attains the highest perfection. Sarva siddhim samsiddhil labadhe naraha. He attains highest perfection. Swakarma nirata siddhim. Engaged in his own duty, he attains perfection. Please listen to that. Vindadi Tachrum. He will attain perfection by sticking to his own duty. Every person is able to attain the full perfection. So, to whatever position in life man has made himself competent, he has made himself competent by his training or by his inclination, by his subhava, nature, etc. He has been competent. That is verily his swadharma. That is verily his swadharma. So, discharges swadharma is a good sadhaka. Yes, a good sadhaka is a person who discharges his swadharma. So, in Arjuna had swadharma. His swadharma was to fight. But he had a momentary hesitation to go for war because of delusion. He was mentally deluded by the human, he didn't know that Brahman is permanent, it is indestructible, and Brahman is there in all human beings, and they are only just body only, but Brahman is there, Brahman will never die. All these aspects he didn't know, so he was mentally deluded. So he didn't go for want to take up the fight. He wanted to go as a sannyasi. So in the sannyasa he cannot shine because Swadharma is a Kshatriya. His duty is to fight, to protect values, protect people. So if he doesn't do that, he is failing in his duty. So Swadharma. But later on, he was persuaded by Sri Krishna to fight. So that is the thing. So dharma should be done at all costs. So he who aborts his own duty is can never become great. Whatever is dharma, if he doesn't do that, he can never become great. So only by doing so, whatever may be the dharma, if he does that, definitely he will become great. So here you can see a student who his dharma is to study. So he has to pass examinations and he has to go to higher up classes. So this is his dharma. So dharma. So there he is rising in his knowledge and he is going up in his position, etc. But it's not the case with one's position in life. In one's position in life, ordinary who is uneducated, who is doing labor work, etc., he cannot aspire to become the CEO of a company or managerial position or something. He cannot aspire to become like that. But whatever work he is doing, seemingly humble work, sudharma, he can use that karma, do that karma well and rise to be a perfect yogi. He can become a perfect yogi. By doing that humble work sincerely and with all attention. So no work is ugly to a sadhaka. Sadhaka means you are talking about the spiritual enlightenment. So no work is ugly for sadhaka. Every work becomes worship. With the right attitude, every work becomes worship. So called work is worship. So we have heard that. So it will become a worship, and with that siddhi is possible. That's what Bhagavan says here. Siddhim labhate naraha. Continue.
Pushpa Bhagini.
Sve sve karmanyabhirataha.
Sve sve karmanyabhirataha. Sve sve karmanyabhirataha.
Samsiddhillabhate naraha.
संसिद्धिर्लभते नरः संसिद्धिर्लभते नरः
Swakarma nirata siddhim.
स्वकर्मनिरतः सिद्धिं
Yatha vindati tachrunu.
यथा विन्दति तच्छृणु
Uttam.
Malini Bhagini.
Swe swe karmanyabhirataha.
स्वे स्वे कर्मण्यभिरतः स्वे स्वे कर्मण्यभिरतः
Samsiddhillabhate naraha.
संसिद्धिर्लभते नरः संसिद्धिर्लभते नरः
Swakarma nirata siddhim.
स्वकर्मनिरतः सिद्धिं
Yatha vindati tachrunu.
यथा विन्दति तच्छृणु
Uttam.
Ilavarasi Bhagini.
Swe swe karmanyabhirataha. Samsiddhillabhate naraha.
स्वे 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 कर्मण्यभिरतः संसिद्धिर्लभ्यते नरः स्वे स्वे कर्मण्यभिरतः संसिद्धिर्लभते नरः
Swakarma nirata siddhim. Yatha vindati tachrunu.
स्वकर्मनिरतः सिद्धिं यथा विन्दति तच्छृणु स्वकर्मनिरतः सिद्धिं यथा विन्दति तच्छृणु
Uttam.
धन्यवादः महोदय
Anasuya Bhagini.
Swe swe karmanyabhirataha. Samsiddhillabhate naraha.
स्वे कर्मण्यभिरतः संसिद्धिर्लभते नरः स्वे स्वे कर्मण्यभिरतः संसिद्धिर्लभते नरः
Swakarma niratam swakarma nirata siddhim. Yatha vindati tachrunu.
स्वकर्मनिरतः सिद्धिं यथा विन्दति तच्छृणु स्वकर्मनिरतः सिद्धिं यथा विन्दति तच्छृणु
Padma Vishwanathan Bhagini.
Swe swe karmanyabhirataha. Samsiddhillabhate naraha. Swakarma nirata siddhim. Yatha vindati tachrunu.
स्वे स्वे कर्मण्यभिरतः संसिद्धिर्लभते नरः स्वकर्मनिरतः सिद्धिं यथा विन्दति तच्छृणु
Uttam.
Sapna Bhagini.
स्वे स्वे कर्मण्यभिरतः संसिद्धिर्लभते नरः स्वकर्मनिरतः सिद्धिं यथा विन्दति तच्छृणु
Uttam. Well chanted. Yatah pravrittirbhutanam yena sarvamidam tatam swakarmana tamabhyarchya siddhyau vindati manavaha. So he from whom is the evolution of all beings, yatah pravrittirbhutana, is whom evolution of all beings, yena sarvam idantadam, by whom all this is pervaded, who is the responsible for the evolution of all beings and by whom all this is pervaded, worshipping him, swakarmana tamabhyarchya, worshipping him with his own duty, man attains perfection. Swakarmana tamabhyarchya siddhi vindati manavaha. By his own work, he is worshipping that entity, which is from whom evolution has taken place of all beings and by whom all is pervaded, worshipping him with his own duty, man attains perfection. Siddhi vindati. It is because of the proximity of Ishvara that the universe functions uniformly and intelligently. Bhagavan has evolved us, and he is also maintaining his pervading everywhere, and his presence is everywhere there. So because of that, the world is functioning, and here nobody is superfluous in this society. Nobody is may think that he is superfluous, is not wanted or something. Everybody is required. Every being is required. Doing duty, every man is contributing to the whole. Whatever duty he is doing, he is contributing to this world. So, intelligent man has to perform duty as worship of the Lord. He is doing his work, but he should also take it as a worship of the Lord. When this attitude is assumed, purification of mind takes place. Whatever work he does, if he does it as a worship to God, purification of the mind takes place. So dharma is the means to gain wisdom and also godhood. Gain wisdom as well as godhood. So dharma is the means. Whatever is the sudharma, that is the means. So common man thinks worship of Lord is separate and discharge of worldly duty is another. He will pray separately, that prayer is separate and his work is separate. Common man thinks like that, but it's not like that. Physical execution can help, physical activity can help in three ways. He will build his body. He will build his body and earn his livelihood by doing the work, doing physical work or whatever type of work you're doing, will earn livelihood. And the third purpose is to make it as an act of worship of God. It's simple. Whatever work you're doing, do it as an act of worship of God. So that you're getting that in this thought. So three things: bodily activity, livelihood means, as well as worship of the Lord. In Mahabharata, there is a story of a butcher. A butcher, he treated his profession as very sacred and did it for the social good, for the welfare of all, but he was a butcher. So he treated his profession as an act of self-expression and for livelihood and service to society and adoration of the Lord. He did it for these purposes. Same, he was doing a butchering work, but he was doing it as an adoration of the Lord. But he was serving society. So yes, through discharge of his duty, he matured fully in wisdom. The constant, steady discharge of his duty with that mental attitude, he matured fully in wisdom. So his teaching, he was a sannyasi was asked to go to this butcher to learn some secrets about to gain wisdom. Was sent to this butcher. So it forms a scripture in Mahabharata and it's called Vyatha Gita, or the butcher's Gita. Something is there like that. So whatever duty falls to one's lot, he has to perform it to the best of his ability and as an act of worship to God. He is the yogi who converts his earthly life into the worship of the Lord. The life itself is a worship to the Lord. So he is the yogi who can do that, who can make this earthly life as a worship to the Lord. We'll continue.
Prema Shriram Bhagini.
Yatah pravartirbhutanam.
Yatah pravartirbhutanam. Yatah pravartirbhutanam.
Yena sarvamidam tatam.
Yena sarvamidam tatam. Yena sarvamidam tatam.
Swakarmana tamabhyarchya.
Swakarmana tamabhyarchya. Swakarmana tamabhyarchya.
Siddhiv vindati manavaha.
Siddhiv vindati manavaha. Siddhiv vindati manavaha.
Nagamani Bhagini.
Yatah pravartirbhutanam.
Yatah pravrittirbhutanam. Yatah pravrittirbhutanam.
Yena sarvamidam tatam.
Yena sarvamidam tatham. Yena sarvamidam tatham.
Swakarmana tamabhyarchya.
Swakarmana tamabhyarchya. Swakarmana tamabhyarchya.
Siddhyu vindati manavaha.
Siddhu vindati manavaha. Siddhu vindati manavaha.
Uttam.
धन्यवादः।
Vinoda Bhagini.
Yatah pravartirbhutanam yena sarvamidam tatam.
Yata pravrattirbhutanam yena sarvamidam tatam. Yata pravrattirbhutanam yena sarvamidam tatam.
Swakarmana tamabhyarchya siddhyu vindati manavaha.
Swakarmana tamabhyarcha siddhyam vindati manavaha. Swakarmana tamabhyarcha siddhyam vindati manavaha.
Uttam.
Meenakshi Bhagini.
Yatah pravartirbhutanam yena sarvamidam tatam. Swakarmana tamabhyarchya siddhyu vindati manavaha.
यतः प्रवृत्तिर्भूतानां येन सर्वमिदं ततं स्वकर्मणा तमभ्यर्च्य सिद्धिं विन्दति मानवः।
Uttam.
Hema Bhagini.
यतः प्रवृत्तिर्भूतानां येन सर्वमिदं ततं स्वकर्मणा तमभ्यर्च्य सिद्धिं विन्दति मानवः।
Raghunath Mahodaya.
यतः प्रवृत्तिर्भूतानां येन सर्वमिदं ततं स्वकर्मणा तमभ्यर्च्य सिद्धिं विन्दति मानवः।
Chant the whole slokas. Shamotamastapasyaucham chantirarjavamevacha jnanau vijnanamastikyam brahma karma svabhavajam shauryante jodhritir dakshyam yuddhe chapyapalayanam danamishvara bhavascha kshatrang karma svabhavajam कृषिकौ रक्ष्य वाणिज्यं वैश्यकर्म स्वभावजं परिचर्यात्मकं कर्म शूद्रस्यापि स्वभावजं स्वे स्वे कर्मण्यभिरतः संसिद्धिर्लभते नरः स्वकर्मनिरतः सिद्धिं यथा विन्दति तच्छृणु यतः प्रवृत्तिर्भूतानां येन सर्वमिदं ततं स्वकर्मणा तमभ्यर्च्य सिद्धिं विन्दति मानवः. Samapyamah. We'll conclude with Shanti mantra. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.
धन्यवादः महोदय।